Next person up will be my friend Heidi Hermanson from Omaha. I have crossed paths, as probably most of you have, crossed paths with Heidi countless times at readings and seminars and festivals around this area. She has also been busy organizing some ekphrastic exercises, some workshops, writing poems about what you might think and what might happen to your brain after you stare at a picture for 20 minutes. Once you get past that initial point of saying, I can't think of anything else to write about, perhaps something else will show up. So with that in mind, I think Heidi has maintained a diligent, unswerving effort for years to write great poetry, funny poetry, disarming poetry, entertaining poetry, and down at the core of it, it's serious because it's solid and it's uncompromising and it's pretty much Heidi. So come on up, Heidi.
Oh, that was a great introduction. Thank you, Brooks. I hope I can live up to that. We'll see what happens. How's that sound? Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, well, sometimes I like to start out with somebody else's poem, and I have a couple reasons for doing that. One is that I think it's easy to get drunk on your own ego sometimes. And the other thing is that I think it's good to remember those who came before us. So the poem I like to start out with is Limited by Carl Sandburg. I'm riding on a limited express, one of the cracked trains of the nation, hurling across the prairie into blue haze and dark air, go 15 all-steel coaches holding 1,000 people. All the coaches shall be scrap and rust, and all the men and women laughing in the diners and sleepers shall pass to ashes. I ask a man and a smoker where he is going, and he answers, Omaha. This is a poem I wrote about the time I took my nieces to the star watching party in Valentine. Sarah was 15, and her best friend Ashley, who she'd been best friends with since the 2nd grade. And you have to go. I mean, there's nothing like Western Nebraska. There's nothing like the Sand Hills. It's like going to the moon. So this is the poem that came out of that. The first 2 lines of the 3rd stanza are from a poem by Jane Kenyon called Man Eating Yogurt. I know, stars, yogurt, it all comes together. At the star watching party. 1. The sky unrolls from the earth an endless black carpet. The earth rolls by in slow motion like a curved ball. We lie on concrete slabs, stars cascade down like a blizzard. The natives, slightly amused at the wild-eyed wonder of city folk. We are smaller than we thought, our journey to light, simple but arduous. 2. Lewis and Clark used to measure time by distance, and I never quite got that, but I'm beginning to see that as we rocket and ricochet through this wind tunnel of night, time and distance dissipate with equal furiosity as the wild, uncompromising river would. 3. Time and all of its principalities may come to an end. But what about these 2 teenagers and this middle-aged woman breathing in and out gratefully, sailing gracefully in a cardboard box in a riverless river? Beneath us the earth spins, your eyes old as forests. I hand you a piece of the moon, quartered like a pear. And for this one, I tried to get a musician, but it didn't work, so my powers of persuasion. But what you have to do basically is imagine a walking bass behind this poem, and if a walking bass, I'm thinking of like dun 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 dun. So you want to imagine him behind me, you just want to imagine the sound, either one. This is called Have You Seen the Moon, Dave Barger. Dave Barger was a wonderful blues musician in Omaha that passed away several years ago. Have you seen the moon, Dave Barger? When the wind blows, she tells secrets, but she tells them in another language so no one will know. Lunas speak. She grins at the dark sky, waits inscrutable. The sky knows how to keep secrets. The moon pulls herself up by her moon straps, hands and arms. She glows from the exertion. She looks smashing, a pearl of great price. For the sky to sing, she carefully tests the tune on her pitch pipe, low and solid. She sings hymns, but no one can hear. She sings blues like smoky jazz in a backbeat club, a tattered club far off the main drag. All the jazz players here are at least 100 years old. There are 5 centuries of musical expertise in this joint. The joint reeks of weed. No one cares. They nod their heads in time to the beat, eyes half shut. They sway in time, snap the syncopation, roll and yell. They howl. The wolf's at the door, they all know that, but no one seems to care. Laid bare, they hang cool, waiting for the next note, the one that floats out the window into the star-filled sky. The stars punctures in the sky, let in the light. The moon smiles amused, opens her mouth and says, shoo-doo-doo-doo-bop, oh yeah. Thank you very much.
I thought you were leaving.
Not me. I'm
got
gonna
worried.
step here as long as you let me.
All right.
This is called Crossing the English Channel. We're crossing the same English Channel at different starting places. He's outfitted with a rubber wetsuit to stay warm and comfortable. I've got this old swimsuit about 2 sizes too large. It floats like the sails of a wrecked ship adrift, woefully bereft of supplies and resources. He's buffing his nails with the brains of old girlfriends. Blue skies, he says, cracking open that break-your-heart smile. He squints, amused, lights a cigar, puffs, waits patiently for the opening bell. I'm not sure how I should put these pieces together, if it's even the same puzzle we're looking at. I exhale, strictly by the rules, I tell him, no cheating. Is it cheating if no one saw, he says, grinning even wider. I shiver, staring at what must be the shoreline, somewhere, gasping for breath, while he sails by, cocksure with his fully functioning coxswain. If only I could see through the fog. Well, we're on that topic, sort of tangentially. This is called the Exit the Art opening. My dear, I speak to you now without crying. In fact, this confluence is much more hilarious than I could have ever imagined. Time doesn't heal wounds. Time wounds heals like you. I would love you still, comb over and all, had you not tried to cover up so many other things. Okay, this is not exactly a supermarket in California part 2, so this, after I had pneumonia, my doctor said don't dye your hair anymore. It was sort of a mutual choice, but you know, fumes. This is not what the poem is about. This is, there's a line for this that comes up at the very end of the poem that someone gave me a nickname, and that's why I told you that. This is not exactly a supermarket in California, part 2. If truth is beauty, I am a liar, and he is half my age, fussing with the phone the grumpy old man gave him, the one who keeps mumbling about the government and the corporate world scheme of keeping tabs on us. Now, stop. To ask him his age would be more than slightly creepy, but there's nothing wrong with noticing beauty wherever you go. The kindest thing you can do is be kind. I worked at this place before, named it Death on the Installment Plan in a poem of mine. Because this is hell on the revolving charge plan. Even if the garish fluorescent lights and crackly PA system were taken out by executive order, dismal remains. You can't scrub dismal away. It gets under your nails and tires and weakens you. I admit to getting a little caught up in admiring his elbow-length chestnut hair, and he had to ask me my phone number twice so the people on the other end could find me, I guess. From your mouth to God's ear, I whispered, smiling encouragingly. This place is 89% mean customers. I recall no beef, pork, or turkey with the managers. Oh, youthful phone man, beauteous youth with all the answers about electronics. Put that plastic bag away, for I have only 2 items, and they're both going in my satchel grande. He hands me my new activated phone. I'm ecstatic, blushing from the tips of my toes to what my best-selling friend Rebecca calls God's highlights. I like to write poems about my family and for my family. So when my middle niece started getting a little bit old, and you start feeling sort of protective and defensive and everything. So here's a poem I wrote for my middle niece. It's called Why Love is Like Bipolar Disorder, Only Not as Fun. Because you have a snarky plexiglass shield, and yet you are speechless, and your eyes are blue like oceans some people only dream of, and you cannot help yourself to text him at 3 a.m., hoping for a glimpse of the light he took back too quickly. Because you were a fool for believing, and because you died and he resurrected you, and because you are in love with your life, because you will never love again. Because you have crushes on internet boys with names like Stud Boy and Big One. Because he will take you where you never imagined and set you quietly sobbing back on earth. Because he tastes like raspberry and looks like an angel, a fallen angel. And he will love you for your body, but end up loving your mind too. And you will cherish him, and you will feel like tearing him limb to limb. And you will want to die quickly and painlessly because you are a container for quivers. Because you will lose all your senses. It will be like falling down a deep well, blindfolded, arms tied behind your back. Because analogies suck. And smartass can only carry you so far, and no one will be able to talk you out of him, and you are both a giver and a plunderer, and you will mean yes and say no, because he is white knuckles, the roller coaster with no locks and no brakes, and each cracked heart spiders out into infinity, and you are calling his name long after he is gone, because even his name on your tongue, dribbling like saliva to your shoulders, your breasts, your stomach, even his name sounds like a sigh.
Does it sound a little metallic? Because it sounds a little metallic up here. I don't know. Do I need to back off or anything?
We'll just turn it down. Turn down
Okay.
the treble a little bit.
And if you can't hear me after that, you'll just have to say, eh? Yeah. All right. Okay. Here's another poem I wrote for my niece Dana. And Dana is an opera singer, so you know how poems take you places you don't expect they'll take you. So you will see where this one goes. She wanted a poem, and so this is cleverly titled For Dana on Your 19th Birthday. Dear Dana, when you were born, your wail rocked the cosmos. The moon began by asking for your skincare regime, while the sun, unused to competition, retreated, pouting. Your laugh is sparkling champagne. Honeybees wish they were you, dancing dizzily into the sun. I should tell you heights are nothing to you, since you began your whole life marching right up to the edge of the precipice and shouting to hear your voice echo back to you. You know how when you sing and a single syllable slides into the next note? Just so, the hours and seconds converge, sunflower clocks turning slowly in the sun. A breath. You are rooted in the thistle of my love. I would give you a stone, something solid, dear vineyard, dear sunflower. And what I meant to tell you was that I wrote that for her. She said, "Oh, sunflowers are my favorite flower." I was like, "Oh, okay." Well, that's nice. Just a couple more, I think. I know, right? Okay, Interval is a poem about, well, being in the moment, and someone dear to me asked me to write them a poem, and so I did, and they never spoke of it again. I'm completely serious. It's like, oh, okay. Interval. Why stay awake, skipping sacred stones across pools of thought, splashing and strutting light? Egg yolk sun skimming like water at twilight, siphoning time and what's absurd. Brashness foisted reluctantly resonates, soused lousy with joy. Sick transit, Gloria, Monday. Sidewalk sweeps pollen flecks, the moist breath of summer saunters laggard. Planes mistaken for fireflies lurch, sachet askew. Intricate weavings interlocked, true or true shaped, audacious. Two more because I want to end on a down note, and this next one was about the time I had pneumonia, so we'll do that and then we'll do one after that, okay? Then I'll be done. Okay, in the ICU. One step down, round the bend, up the creek, two bruised trees besieged by water, submerged, squeezed, beasts swimming easily in the rough, discolored spots, conquered my collapse. Sometimes brain fades, red mauve, squinting to random silhouettes shrouded against sky. I cannot interpret this feverish chemical circus. Am I asking for a handout, a hands up, breathwork harnessed, an afterthought, an invader, an adoration, organically speaking? Unruffled, puffs of fluid sluice effortlessly through me, silently infusing, engulfs a mere protoplasm grounded by neurons. Each inspiration confined, spiraling down into greenish drifts cast like nets. A rose unmapped, spines curling, leading nowhere. My flight path continues, coasts remote, unerring. Out of the breezeless, foggy fog steps a medium into a clearing. She is neither grave nor irritable. She is a cinema playing a rusty accordion that only makes a wheezing drone and scrape as it labors in and out. I'm on tenet hooks, pedestrian, disposable. I need her splendor, plead her to tell me how this will all come out. Silent, she smiles, a torch burning for hundreds of years, angelic, touch slightly opaque, delineating in first light. No air purifiers, she barters for me, calm, windless. I am airborne, I succumb, beckon this remote resurrection, draw breath confined, a blue blossom rooted in my chest. Okay, well that's kind of funny, but it's not mine. Okay, another thing I would not tell my mother. This was kind of fun because I got to read this at Museo Latino and my whole family came. And I was like, hi Mom. And she's like, hi. I'm like, another thing I would not tell my mother. So that was a good one at the time. Me and the pastor's son, Josh, drank grape Kool-Aid and vodka one summer till we passed out on the riverbank. A true friend, he held my head while I regurgitated in various shades of violet. Later, my hand. He was angling all right, but I wasn't a fish to be caught, and he knew it. We had been there since before sunset, picking out smooth stones, tonguing names of small Iowa towns, Nishnabotna, Nottoway, Clarinda. The cottonwood sent the breeze through us like magic, our faces painted with excitement. We shed our clothes and danced like hooligans before jumping in, sliding under the cool water of time. In the distance, a dog barked. It's that old dog of dawn that reminds us why we do everything, stripping down in front of time to reveal who we really are. Thanks.
Let's have another hand for Heidi. Thank you, Heidi. And thanks to Kath. We're going to take about a 5-minute break, and this will be so that you can circulate around and renew friendships, meet some new people. There are several folks here with some books for sale. This is a very good time to think about buying yourself or someone else a present.